share it. Share it now.
Is the skull in the shot? Fat ass set on my computer.
What's the link to the? Where are we on?
YouTube.
Is it live already?
Yep.
No, it's not, is it? Oh yeah, we are. Damn. How do I share it?
If you just whatever social media.
I'm like,
you
where's
use.
my phone?
No, I mean like there's no share button. Oh, there it is. Duh. We have one person watching us. I think it's me.
Is it?
I think so. What's our story?
All right. Thank you for tuning in to Mix One Essentials live stream. This live stream is brought to you by Mix One Essentials, our in-house tastemaker, Lalo,
Yo, what's up, everybody?
is creating essential playlists for everybody, something to vibe to. The playlists set the pace of the day or the night, but be on the lookout for guests in the future live streams and on Essentials playlists to promote new music alongside Lalo's selection of essentials. Run of merchandise is also available on our shop. Visit mix1essentials.com. That's mixoneessentials.com. Mix1essentials.com. Today we've got Lalo right next to me here,
What's up, everybody?
and Raul.
What's up?
We're
Hey,
going to be
what's up?
talking a little bit about the music industry, different artists, different things that are coming out right now, and some different topics. Hang out with us. Comment. Everything above. All right. The big thing. What do you all think about Juice WRLD's passing?
Tragic, unnecessary, but that's
Yeah, sad. Everybody's saying he had from the feds. He had to swallow all the Percocets.
I don't know, man. I feel like those were all just guesses. They're the best guesses we can make.
No, but they said that they were after him for a couple months.
Yeah, but it could have been like he also could have had a mental breakdown at that moment. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just like swallowing all those pills and
Well,
where was the fall guy?
they had 70 pounds of weed. on
That's
the
what I'm
plane.
saying. Where was the fall
So-
guy?
Yeah, where was the fall guy is definitely the question. Somebody for that. I mean, the reason they were on the private jet in the first place is because of Juice WRLD.
Yeah.
So you'd think that there would be someone on the team who was going to take the fall. It's not that you want them to like have a charge and, you know, really have to deal with it, but still somebody should be. That's like he's the bread and butter. He's the leader of it all, really, you know.
Yeah. It's weird.
Can't hear you, bro.
'Cause yeah, your other one off.
Oh shit! It's fucking with me.
Yeah, man, it sucks. It's like such an awful thing. But the feds were definitely on his trail. Like it's been confirmed and everything. There's somebody in the I don't know what you call it, Justice Department or whatever, that's been talking to TMZ and letting them know like what's going on.
Well, that's the thing about it, man. People like don't forget that you're not immune because you're a big artist or because you're a big celebrity. When the feds want you, they'll get you.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine I would do that, like swallow a whole thing of pills, you know, to get rid of it. But
Because like I was thinking, like, did he even know that 70 pounds of weed was on the plane, or like did he
I
think
wonder.
that he only had those pills?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Because like if he didn't know about the 70 pounds of weed, then like
He might
that
have
might
just-
have been why he's like, oh shit, this is all I got. This is all that's gonna get us in trouble. These pills. Bah.
He might have just been like extorted.
Yeah, that
or,
could have been
like,
also another
blackmail. They could have been just using him as like a mule, like a drug mule.
a lot of
using his-
speculations.
Using his like jets. Like
Well,
how
it
they
wasn't
did.
his.
Like how they did 6ix9ine. Like there was a bunch of people around him that were doing stuff to get money on the side.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he can only make so much money legally,
Mm-hmm.
and they can't really profit from that. Like, it goes into his name and his like accountant, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like when your team's around you, they could be making money because they could be doing different things for you. Like
No,
people you
but
hang
like,
out with can be your photographers, your managers, your roadies, stuff like that, where they can make money.
yeah, but like, what if that's not enough? What if they see they can make more?
It's greed. Greed
Yeah.
takes over.
Yeah, they probably were just greedy,
The
and they were
streets.
just taking advantage of the situation,
Pretty much. I mean,
and they didn't see it, bro. They didn't see them coming after them, bro.
Or just like the bigger picture. Like,
And I mean, they had 2 guns on them.
but those were registered to the bodyguards that were there. So originally the bodyguards were arrested for those and charged with it, but the charges were dropped when they had found out that they were actually legally owned guns.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look good when you have that much drugs on you with guns.
Yeah,
No.
definitely doesn't look good.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're bodyguards, so they're hired for that. you
yeah,
know?
but at
So,
that
like,
point,
I
if
would
you
expect them to have
at
it.
that point, if you got guns and drugs, it's not really like are you
Bodyguard. Yeah.
are you protecting
Who are-
him
what are you
or
protecting?
are you protecting the merchandise?
Yeah, yeah. You don't know. You don't know. And then with the bodyguards in on it too, like there's just I feel like some things we might never find out, like who was all in on everything.
I'm
and,
pretty sure we'll find out.
and stuff like that. You think so?
Suge Knight
Yeah.
did it. No,
Suge Knight.
It's possible.
It was Nick Cannon, bro.
oh my gosh. No.
It's a
It
crazy
sucks.
diss against Eminem. He just had to take it to that extent, like to
It
figure
sucks,
it all out.
Oh my god.
It sucks though, 'cause he was young. He was a young guy. That goes to show, man. Just 'cause
Hey, did you see the new Joyner Lucas video where he was like talking about like being on pills? I don't really listen to him, but I saw that video.
He was on pills.
And he was talking about how like his like ADHD like in the song. I think the song is
he's
called
doing a whole album called ADHD.
Yeah,
at some
yeah.
point in
Yeah,
time.
but the video that just came out and I saw it and like it had like pills everywhere and it was like kind of saying like how pills make like they try to force these pills on you because you might be like hyper and like all that shit, but
yeah, I mean,
I
that's
mean,
like
you
the
get
opioid
addicted. You get
epidemic.
addicted, and then you get fucking suicidal or you get depressed, and then what's the point? It's not really helping anything. And he was
Well,
talking.
pills were never meant to help you, in my opinion. I think they were just meant to make you live with it and be okay, but not to get better. Like there was never like that's not a cure. That's just something that will prop you up and keep you looking healthy, but not really. You know what I mean? Once they wear off, you're back to that same illness.
I mean, drugs are so abused in general, and then I always think about like how much anxiety. I don't know about Juice WRLD. I think he did have anxiety. I'm pretty sure he spoke about it on like. The
Yeah,
episode.
he did.
But I think
all
about
of his songs.
how much anxiety like young black men have from if they grew up in impoverished areas and stuff like that. When you get money, and then how your life drastically will change. You go from living in poverty to like being super rich, everybody wanted to know about you. I feel like anxiety will come from that as well. And then there's probably the anxiety as an artist to make the next hit, keep up with everything. It's probably super stressful.
Nah, I don't think he
to do all
was
that.
stressed about that. He went on how many radio stations and freestyled for like an hour.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't think that was the problem. He probably just had other shit like going on.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. It's still sad.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Juice WRLD.
Rest in peace.
Yeah,
We did
R.I.P.
a Juice WRLD tribute that's posted everywhere. It's on Apple Music, SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, and you can check out a snippet of it on Instagram. So RIP Juice WRLD, definitely not going to be forgotten.
Stay off the drugs, kids.
Yeah,
Please.
definitely. Do you guys have any like favorite new rappers right now?
Duke Deuce. Crunk ain't dead, bitch.
Yeah, Duke Deuce is in Essentials 003, available now on all streaming platforms.
Academics.
No.
Academics is
He's
a
gonna be.
favorite.
He's a rapper. He wants to be a rapper, bro.
Yeah.
You just capping.
Yeah, he's like.
He's like
would you say he's?
he's one toe in, one toe out.
I heard a song from him. I can't remember. It was like one he had on YouTube, and it was kind of like he was trying to kind of look like do like Gunna, like
No.
yeah.
I mean, he
He's
kind of
tryna-
does bite styles.
He looked like him with dreads and everything. It's not a
I
bad
know
thing.
the dreads. The dreads are crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah.
When I first saw him with
You need
that,
to
I was
watch
like,
them things.
what?
You need to change the color. Bro, I added him because I sampled him in the Juice WRLD thing. And
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the reply.
Yeah.
What'd you add him on?
Added him on the IG. Comment
IG
sections.
account.
I've been going on his comments. I've been fucking dropping the link, but not yet.
But
Not
nothing.
Yet. Not yet.
He'll tune in. I'm sure.
Man.
We'll see.
Duke Deuce-
Hopefully.
He just posted this thing about Kodak Black and how he's like getting drugged in jail, and like how he's getting like beaten by the COs, like the correction officers, and they're like getting other inmates to like fight him, and then like they're getting off like free and shit, and he's trying to get like medical attention, but they're not really like helping him out.
Well, prison is
And then
not
they're
a
trying to
place to
get-
look for help.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
I don't
like,
think anyone's
especially
helping.
for a minority, and it's just anybody in general.
you
But it's not a place you want to go look for
hashtag
help.
justice for Kodak.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
man, Kodak, he's a fucking, he's
The
unique,
realest
man.
ever.
He's unique. I just can't explain how somebody can go to prison, come back out, still be rich, go back to prison, come back out, be rich again, and it's like a whole revolving door. I just
think
don't
it's
get
just like I said, once you get famous and you're from the streets, how do you cope with that? And
it. Yeah,
not
but he's had
be
time
so
to cope with
involved?
that. He's had time. I don't think it's
He
like
just
a
goes
matter
back.
of time. Yeah.
I mean, what else? What else does he know? He's not a bad thing.
Well, he
He
should
just
know
says-
a lot more. I mean, he had resources to kind of like move out and do his own thing.
Yeah,
but
I mean, like the money gives him like opportunity, but like I don't know. He's just seeing too much shit. Is just kind of what he's used to.
I think it's prison, bro. I think prison's been doing.
Well,
I
that's
don't even
just-
think it's the streets. I don't even because he hasn't been active in the streets, and I don't mean to say I know what he does. I'm just saying like he's just a music man now. But I think it's prison that's really like making him like holding him back and stuff, and just keeping him.
Is it like indoctrinating him? into, like,
Basically.
that type of stuff?
Basically, yeah, more than the streets now, because like the streets don't do really, they're not really active like that. I mean, in my perspective of what I've seen of Kodak, he's not really like out there. He's more in the music scene now than ever. But prison, bro, prison will mess you up.
Yeah, he got locked up for a weird thing this time around. It was because he purchased a firearm as a felon, which I mean,
Yeah, you can't.
of course you can't do that, but still, I
He
don't-
lied
you
on
know,
the federal
what-
government.
I don't know.
No,
Was
I
there
thought
anything that he
I
did?
thought it was because he was trying to go to Canada and he had guns and he didn't know he was he didn't know
The border was
Where-
right there.
no, he didn't know where he was driving the boat.
Oh my gosh, it's weird, man. I can't. I mean, if you see all this like past generation, and I mean past by like just saying like how long they've been already here, but this generation with like Kodak to Juice World to like X, man, it's been like a whole roller coaster of like you get good music coming out of them, you're like anticipating the next one, and then like a big speed bump, and for some it's the last speed bump, and it's just weird.
Definitely been a crazy year for music.
Yeah.
For music artists. I mean, at the beginning of the year, pretty much you had Nipsey Hussle pass away.
R.I.P.
You know, before that
Yeah,
was
R.I.P.
X, Pete.
Peep, X. Now Juice World. It's crazy, man. I mean,
Yeah.
how can you save rappers? Can you even save rappers nowadays?
I was listening to I can't remember who it was. Shout out whoever it was, but they were talking about how like they feel like the music. I mean, I can't 100% say if it's what I feel like factual or not, but they said like the music that a lot of kids grew up on was about selling drugs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, like that like gangster selling drugs music.
Pretty much.
And then now that all those kids are actually hooked on drugs as well, music is about doing drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So people are trying to create a movement to get
Kids
people
out of
off
it.
of drugs. You know, like talk more about like why they're bad for you, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I know like a lot of people are hoping that more artists will talk about how they're trying to get off of drugs, like religiously trying to get off. Like who is it? Dang, I don't want to say the wrong person. Was it who was the guy who replied to Jordan Lucas? Was it 𝐂𝐏𝐿𝐴? Or
Yep.
And yeah, 𝐂𝐏𝐿𝐴.
Yep.
Shout
He was
out
talking
𝐂𝐏𝐿𝐴.
about how he went to rehab like twice, and like
Yeah.
that's part of the reason why I was mad about whatever Jordan Lucas was saying, because Jordan Lucas was, for lack of a better word, like blaming people, but it was just so soon. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a straightforward guy.
Yeah, he is. I mean, but yeah, I think that with that it has to do with perspectives. You know, somebody who sees people dying off of drugs recklessly. In my opinion, I think that's what Jordan Lucas was expressing, just seeing people recklessly, taking drugs and whatnot. But on the other end, 𝐂𝐏𝐿𝐴, who is really going through it, drug addiction, really like is trying to like say like, hey, like, you can blame us all you want, but if you're not gonna help us, like, what's the point of blaming? What's the point of pointing fingers if nobody's really out there helping?
Yeah, for sure.
But I wish any addict out there the best, and hopefully they recover, because it's not the road to take.
No.
But and all musicians, you know, like just try to get help. It's the first step.
For sure. So you were saying earlier that Duke Deuce is your favorite.
Bro, Duke Deuce came out with that Crunk Ain't Dead. I was surprised.
Is that new? That song?
That well, it's fairly new.
It's pretty new.
Lalo
It was
just put me on to it.
Yeah.
I was on the train.
Bro, when that music video, shout out that music video, man. That was a good idea. Oh boy, that man got moves too. He's moving like Michael Jackson on fucking.
What?
And he's like
moonwalking
2-something, fucking Michael Jackson it up on the booth.
Jesus Christ.
It's crazy, man.
The,
He's got, I would say, performance wise, he got me hooked. Music wise, it's only been that one song. I checked out a couple of the songs. Didn't really turn me up as much as Crunk Ain't Dead.
yeah.
But I mean, that's Memphis for you, you know.
Oh, he's from Memphis?
I think he was from Memphis. He's from Memphis, isn't he?
Watch him be from like
No,
No.
just Memphis.
Memphis, yeah, because like he was talking about how Crunk came from Memphis, and I forgot who else, but I saw a reaction video from somebody who was actually from Memphis, and they were talking about how Crunk was originally from Memphis, and Lil Jon, if anybody doesn't remember him, Lil Jon was a way back in the day artist.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, I know, right? All these
zero reference.
everybody's like in the snap right now. Everybody's on live, like, okay, boomer, like take it easy. Nah. But yeah, anyways, he put his Atlanta thing to the Crunk, and you know made it even more popular, spread it out. But it originally came from Memphis, is what I'm hearing from all the Memphis people. And Duke Deuce.
Memphis is hot right now, man. Like just Tennessee in general is hot.
Yeah. I gotta give props out, shout outs to DaBaby. That man came a long way. I saw an interview with him and Rilo, and he was like, they asked him, they're like, so what's next with you, DaBaby? And back then he was called Baby Jesus. And then they were like, he was like, me.
It's a good name change.
Yeah, I know, right? He's like, what's next? He's like, me. And I was like,
That's
okay.
hard.
Okay.
Bars.
And then, you know, now look where he's at. Pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, he's huge. On the Everyday Struggle Awards, they gave him like Best New Artist or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Something cool like that.
Speaking of award shows, I don't really think we have one in our generation that's really legitimate. Like, I feel like
the Grammys?
The Grammys isn't really part of this generation. It's something that's already existed. So it's something that this generation has to, like, get used to and not the other way around. But I mean for, like, other upcoming award ceremonies and whatnot, I feel like there isn't one that really, like, outshines everything else for the genre of hip-hop.
Uh-huh.
Like, we had the Source Awards back in the day, and that shit got shut down.
Yeah.
But, I mean, nowadays, it's like you have to go look towards people who don't know nothing about hip-hop to give awards to people from hip-hop. And
I
it's
think
like,
there should be like a No Jumper Awards.
shout out No Jumper, put that shit on.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's Everyday Struggle, man. Everyday
'Cause look-
Struggle is like brought
They're
to
on-
you by
yeah,
hip-hop
they're coming.
heads, like
They're
rappers
coming.
and stuff like that. I mean, it's a small.
Yeah, I mean, they're that's what I'm
I
saying.
don't
They're
know.
coming.
I like it, but once in a while.
Yeah.
Nah, once in a while I like it. That's what I'm trying
Yeah,
to say.
that is a good point.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It doesn't really get it. It doesn't really get it like all the way.
What, Everyday Struggle doesn't get it?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
I think because they're too
Then I feel like they might just need like a younger voice on there, like something. It's academics is cool, but like I mean, you gotta be. He watches a lot of stuff, but it's not. You know, younger people kind of understand what's happening right now.
Yeah. It really is. Like,
Yeah, like it.
I'm
It's
not
not
a
bad
surprised
thing.
how many young people I'm seeing that like are so tuned in. Like
Yeah.
I've been thinking about like when people say like, oh, they're tuned into the streets and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, we're really talking about middle schoolers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And shout out to them. That's hard. But you know, I always think like, oh, I'm tuned into the streets, but nah.
Well,
not
with
like
the
that.
internet, you know how popular the internet is now, and how many outlets there is for information to come out and to people. It's not surprising that a lot of younger people who have all the time in the world are the ones that are really in tune with what's going on, or at least somewhat more, have more information, more time to look through the information and recognize, you know.
Yeah. Because I'm out here actually looking at their Instagrams and
Yeah.
stuff like that and watching like kind of what moves these people are making and everything. And it's crazy. Like you should see the amount of TikTok videos that are made about like NBA YoungBoy, XXX, now Juice World is like there's tons of them being
Yeah.
made right now.
On a side note, TikTok's from China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TikTok made a
Actually,
phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like TikTok. I've been finding a lot of new songs on it.
Yeah, I mean
And
it's popping.
It it makes more sense. I don't know. It's Snapchat's cool, but it's kind of more like interesting. Because
Yes.
it's like
Snapchat's
smoother.
more
It just
personal. It's like for
just
like
feels
saying
smoother.
hi and stuff.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
everything's kind of like memes,
Yeah.
memes. But TikToks are kind of more like
Videos and
you
a lot
gotta
of
you gotta really work on it. It's not just like a picture and
No.
some text.
Yeah.
Like
It's pretty good.
the kids, they'll be dancing and they're doing some funny shit on like.
And all the creative videos that have come out of TikTok and all the
Yeah, I
trends
know.
and everything. I mean, it's pretty popping.
Yeah, there's a lot of little kids that are just getting famous off of just these little clips.
You know what's crazy on TikTok?
Hmm.
Futsal Shuffle.
Yeah.
Really?
Uzi Vert.
It's going
Everyone's
hard.
doing a
Hey,
dance.
shout out
Everyone's doing a
Uzi.
dance.
Free Uzi.
Free Uzi.
You got DJ
yes,
Drama
seriously.
doing
Well,
it?
I mean, I guess is he
You
technically?
seen that? You seen
yeah,
him?
Yeah, I saw.
Like, what the
Forgive
fuck
me,
is he doing?
Uzi.
He's trying to kill a
Forgive me.
cockroach and he can't get him.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
But yeah,
When there's a rock
Is
in your
Uzi technically free now since he put out Futsal Shuffle?
you know, I think it's all a ploy. It's always, I mean, to an extent. I don't think like, yeah, maybe they have some, differences, but I think to an extent, some people just do it so they can have their name still be talked about. Now, I'm not saying now. I'm just guessing this is
Damn,
what's
put-
going on.
Hating on Uzi Vert right
No,
now.
I'm not hating on them. I'm just trying to like, be like real about it. Like some people actually just use arguments and like all that as a ploy to just have more publicity, to just keep your name up while you're, waiting to put out music.
Yeah.
But I think like there's an understanding between Drama and Uzi on just the career and the music alone, but everything outside of that, they might personally not like each other too much, or I don't know, Uzi might not like the situation he's in. But
Uzi's mad about a lot of people.
Yeah.
Producers.
Yeah.
People leaking his music and stuff like that.
Cause he's hot, boy. I mean, that shit.
Pause.
Whew, that
But
shit
yeah.
is that shit's out there. I mean, like he has a lot going for him. Surprisingly, I thought he was gonna fall off, but he's been hanging on because I only thought he was gonna fall off, not because I feel like his music sucks or anything like that. Just he hasn't been active like as much as like other artists.
I think it was just a lot of that generation too. Like
Yeah.
A lot of when his like XXL and everything came out, there was not necessarily just the people on XXL, but there
No.
was a lot of people who popped up and then went away.
Yeah,
quick too.
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, who do you know that's like Uzi that would make Futsal Shuffle? Like the beat on that is just crazy. It's so different. He's probably hanging out in like Europe a ton or something like that.
Right. Shout out to the
That
producer.
song's probably old.
You think so?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
song's old.
I mean, I feel like most of his music is old to them because they probably made it like
He's been sitting
year
on
ago.
it. Probably been sitting on a bunch of songs like that, and he's not. You just can't put him out because of like
Alright,
all
but
the contractual stuff.
if I'm gonna like
Really
put
legal.
myself in like Drama shoes, business wise, I think it makes sense because you had so much heat in this past year that why like try to drown out another heat song?
He
in
just
it?
doesn't want to put it out because he's not making what he wants. They're probably making more of a cut than he is. So
Well,
he doesn't want that.
Because they probably, this is what I've heard, is that let's just say they make 50% and
Yeah.
Uzi makes 50%. But they make 50% and can spend it how they want that's beneficial to the business. Uzi's 50% has to be spent on his managers, his tour, like all the different managers,
Yeah.
regular manager,
Yeah.
tour manager, his sets and stuff like that. All that stuff is coming out of either the budget or his pocket. And obviously the budget's geared towards him. So like when you think about the 50% that Drama's companies make, what's the company name?
New, was it new next generation? New
Generation Now. I think it's
generation
called.
now.
Yeah. But all of that is business money. It can go straight to business. So yeah, I hear a lot of rappers just pocket watch a ton, They're like, oh, that's what you're getting? Well, I don't need you.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey man, I mean, everybody's trying to get their dues, but that actually ties into this next topic we have going on, which is about blockchain and how it could start a new revolution for musicians, which is basically if you ever had, I mean, as a musician, you're always worried about getting credit for your music.
Yeah.
And stuff like
For
that, and
sure.
who gets paid, who created what, who performed what, who did this and that. Everybody's looking to get paid for their contribution in the music industry, but there isn't really a stable way to do that yet. But the blockchain could help because the blockchain will keep records of who wrote the songs, performed, helped, whatever. You know, anybody who
Literally
deserves a
everything
cut.
that was
Yeah.
touched.
Yeah. Anybody who
Every
needs a
part.
cut will be on that. And you can't, on the blockchain, you can't erase that information once it's set.
Mhm.
And it's set by the person who really owns the music. And they alone get to say, you know, through smart contracts on the blockchain, smart contracts being contracts that are like pretty much solid. You can't change anything about it. Once it's done, it's done. If you want to try to change something like that, you have to be the actual person who wrote it down and put it on there. And if you you know, if you want to change that, you can. But for most artists, once a contract is set up, it's set up. And in doing that, you can really like start to really pinpoint everybody who really helped on the song, music or whatever, producers, managers, I mean promoters, everybody gets a cut off of that.
Yeah.
And it's instantly like you get paid on there and you buy and you pay and it's instant. Within 11 minutes, the person already has the cash who created the song.
That's a cool thing because like there's this programming that gets put in it. I think it's called if then that. So
Mhm.
like literally if something happens, then something else is gonna happen. So
Yeah.
if someone streams a song, then immediately it processes. Okay, everyone's getting paid this amount, and it's all put in with smart contracts, and you can't.
No.
You know. You can't argue it.
No, you
can't
don't.
say
You
like,
can't.
Oh, I deserve more. Like, no,
Yeah.
you already agreed.
Pretty
You already
much.
signed a contract saying like, oh, this is what we're gonna do. It's just
Mhm.
a digital contract, a smart contract instead.
Yeah.
of a
And it'll be
paper one.
better for artists that way. I mean, would you rather get paid through a third party or would you rather the money go straight to you from the listener? Like no longer will there be a middleman to the situation. It'll just be straight from consumer to, you know, the people who are putting out the product. And then when their money hits them, then that money gets split up, you know, how the contract was written.
Yeah.
And
You know, there's no like going through the change of hands and stuff like that. It can
No.
all be done right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for upcoming artists, I mean, not just upcoming artists, for even big artists, I mean, that would be a tool that would help them actually handle their money situations more properly instead of having to wait. I feel like what Little Uzi Vert has gotten himself into is a situation where his money's kind of like in a standstill.
Yeah.
He can't really. He has money. I mean, I'm not gonna say he's broke. He has money,
Right.
but it's
those cars. He's
yeah,
not broke, man.
but it's in limbo. I mean, most of his money is in limbo, in my opinion. I feel like he that's why he's really mad.
I'd
You
be
know what I
mad
mean?
too.
You bet you,
Oh,
who
yeah,
would
I'd
be
be
mad? 100,000
furious.
just chilling somewhere, and you're just like waiting for that shit to hit you, and you're just like, where's it?
Come on, hit the account. You're
Yeah.
opening up your bank statements. Like, come on, where is this thing? No, it's definitely crazy. But yeah, I love how instantaneous it all is, and that you don't even have to argue anything.
I like how the information is set and solid. It can't be changed. I mean, once you jot it down on there, it's done.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't change it unless you're the person who put it on. But even then, you would have to, like, there would be records of what it used to look like to what it is now versus other things. Like people who write contracts on paper and stuff back in the day, they used to like tell you, yeah, this is what's gonna be on it. You just gotta sign it, and then like
Going white out.
yeah,
The
and then just switch it up and be like, oh, you signed this,
whole
and it's like, what the heck am I doing? Like, it's a cool platform, man. It doesn't exist yet, but if musicians get serious about it and really want to get their money straight from the people who listen to it to their pockets, then this is something to check out.
Yeah.
It's really important for musicians at least, and
There's
artists.
a lot of things that have to go right for it. Like,
Yeah,
You also need digital currencies to work better or to be more widely used.
Yeah.
Like there's people talk about using Bitcoin specifically for smart contracts and everything like that, which it is something, you know, I invest in Bitcoin. I think it's great and it definitely does work, but it's
Mhm.
not so widely used that
No.
everyone would just like instantly adapt to it, like how they adapt to someone cutting them a check and like they know that the bank is going to transfer everything over.
yeah,
But down the line, when banks start accepting Bitcoin as well as your cash checks and stuff like that, you could just be like, okay, this is going to be my straight streaming place where I'm going to get paid in these Bitcoins. The bank can convert it straight into cash, et cetera, or however it works. I'm not that versed in all of that, but yeah, there's just digital currencies, digital contracts. Everything's going straight digital at some point in time.
yeah. I mean, that's the future, really. If you really want to make money and really want to secure your money, I recommend you go and check this out, research it.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, did you see the new thing, the new announcement that they're gonna count YouTube plays as a what is it?
Streams?
As streams.
Yeah, as streams for like album
been a-
sales and Billboard.
Kind of late on that.
Yeah, but imagine
NBA YoungBoy would be the biggest artist of all time. He's the highest streaming YouTuber.
really.
Yeah.
Huh.
He streamed, I don't know the number, like some consecutive amount of weeks more than anyone else ever has.
Yeah,
on
he's
YouTube.
got nothing but time, bro. Being in that house arrest. Shit.
Have you been watching his music videos?
I saw the last one, bro. For what was it?
Dirty Ayana.
Dirty Ayana.
You know that's about Floyd Mayweather's daughter? Young boy's trying to throw hands with Floyd.
Boy, no.
Yeah.
Forget that, man.
Young boy's trying to
Forget
throw
that,
hands,
man.
buddy.
No.
That
You know-
music video, I gotta
You know
say.
what I instantly thought though when I heard that? Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it's a Michael Jackson. It's the
Spin-off,
Dirty
right?
Diana- Yeah.
Yeah.
They use like the beat, but it's played with like an electric guitar.
Yeah.
It sounds a little different, but it's for. I don't know how he got rights to be able to use Dirty Diana.
He probably just paid a fee.
It
Yeah,
must-
there's
but
fees.
That must be crazy to get Michael
But he's got
Jackson
money.
stuff like that.
I mean, he just got off of probation.
Yeah.
He's
I mean,
probably
it-
doing a lot of shows.
It was
now.
probably like a good 20 racks.
Is he off house arrest?
off probation.
Oh,
Probation.
Yeah, everything.
Everything?
Well, if you're out, you're
No,
not.
he's still on
He
house
was-
arrest.
That video was filmed in
Yeah.
his house because of house arrest.
He's
And it
still
just
on
came
house
Yeah,
out.
but
arrest.
he just
No
got
video.
he just got off of
Oh.
probation. Why would he be on house arrest still?
Ooh, I don't know. It was posted yesterday. That
I don't know,
video,
bro.
2 days
I
ago.
don't know the legal
You
terms
didn't
of
see
that.
No, I didn't see it.
Hey, if he's free, shout out to NBA YoungBoy, man. Keep your freedom.
Yeah.
Keep it.
You know what's crazy about Young Boy, and I
Mm.
might be the only one who thinks this, is that you can't really name a Young Boy
Hit.
hit
Like that.
right? But he's fucking huge.
What about the Juice World one?
Because I don't think his hits.
Bandit? But that's a Juice WRLD song.
I don't think his hits really like stick with you. I think it's more of his sound. Like
Yeah.
you're just so in his. I also feel because he's been putting out so much music. Like remember last time he put out like 3 albums consecutively, like
Yeah.
back to back in the same year, and you were just like, what the fuck?
Crazy.
Yeah, there's so much music that you can't really like say you like one song because there's more than one song to listen to that you really enjoy.
Yeah, I know I like a ton of songs. I just couldn't
Yeah.
give you a name.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you like.
But I
what's
mean,
this one specific.
But like let's say for instance Drake in the past this year hasn't dropped much music, so all you could say about Drake is I like this one
Wait, no,
song
didn't
or
Scorpion
couple
come
songs.
out this year?
Well, yeah,
Did it?
but compared to other artists, I'm not saying like his music isn't hot or anything. I'm just saying compared to other artists, Drake hasn't dropped much music.
No, I
Compare-
think didn't you see that post Academics had? I think it's like Post Malone top streamed or selling. What is it? It's
On Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
no, I think it's like overall. It was like
Oh, I did see something like that.
it was
yeah.
like Post Malone,
Mm-hmm.
Drake, Ariana Grande, something.
Billie
like that.
Eilish.
Yeah. Oh no,
Oh, yeah.
Post Malone, Billie Eilish.
Yeah,
Drake,
they were some of the
something.
biggest streamed artists
Yeah.
in 2019. But what I mean is, well, my point was though, what I'm saying is like, when you have an artist that only puts out certain amount of music, you're gonna start to only listen to a certain amount of songs from them to the point where you pinpoint a favorite song. But
Does
when it
Young Boy get played on the radio?
Yeah.
maybe not here, but well, actually no, I think here too. I mean, what's our
Yeah.
local radio station? They probably play them.
What
know,
is
it's
it?
been
94.1.
It's been years that I've listened to the radio,
Wild
man.
94.1.
I don't listen to
Years.
If I could remove radio from my life, I would. But you know what I like to listen to, but I
What?
only watch it on YouTube, is people speaking, like the hosts, like the Breakfast Club.
Oh, okay.
and
Yeah, I
Ebro,
actually
and,
listen to
like,
that too.
What's the name in the morning?
Yeah, and I listen
Yeah.
to that stuff. I can't listen to them play
But am
music.
I ever
radio.
tuning it
No.
in my car? Absolutely not. It just doesn't make sense.
Ever
to me.
since Bluetooth, I mean, who's doing radio?
Yeah.
Unless you got that series or what's it called FMX.
Sirius FM.
Yeah.
Sirius X.
Sirius X or
SX?
whatever. I don't know, man. It's still lingering around the radio. I mean, I don't think it's gonna go away soon, but we'll see
Yeah.
what's new for it. You know,
Yeah.
this could be like the future of radio. What we're doing.
Yeah.
pretty much.
I definitely consider us like a new age radio type of thing.
Yeah.
Just there's no name for it right now. But yeah, I think the music industry thing about streaming is crazy because a lot of people are scared about it and how it's going to change and stuff like that. But I think it's great for like young artists, because now a young artist who might not be popular anywhere, like on iTunes and stuff like that, maybe they don't even have like a great distribution deal or anything like that, they can be popping and streaming on YouTube, and that actually count towards something at some point when they do get a distro deal.
Well, they say the problem is the audience problem, which is what has been referred to as when an artist isn't. I mean, to get an audience, you have to have your talent be at like more than good. You have to be great. Like if you're not great, if your talent isn't there, there's no point in looking for an audience. I mean, you got to just, humble yourself and keep grinding and keep going and get better. But if you can't really do that, then there's really no audience for you to monetize outside of it.
Yeah.
You have to
and
really
you need a big audience too. Like some people think like when you have
like
100, when you have 1,000. No.
What about that Tfue kid? Like,
actually you don't need a big audience. You actually
Oh well, it goes three ways. You either have to have a big audience, sell really expensive like things to small audiences, or something else.
or sell more to audiences.
Or sell more.
And one
like
transaction
Yeah,
at once.
smaller transactions at more.
Yeah,
or
what's that
something.
one guy that just gives away money all the time?
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Yeah, shout out Mr.
Yeah.
Beast.
Yeah, my little sister always watches him.
But anyways, yeah, like for anybody upcoming artist, you really have to get your talents up. You can't just be good; you have to be great. Because if you're not great, then there's no audience really to monetize. And if you do get an audience, you need at least a good 1,000. But to get a good 1,000 to pay $100 a year for your music or anything you're trying to monetize,
What's that, like 10 grand a year or something like that? 1,000.
100, yeah, somewhere around. No, it's more than that. It's like 100,000 a year for 1,000 people doing $100 a year. That's 100,000 a year.
Is it?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But the thing is though, to get 1,000 people to pay for what you're doing, $100 a year,
You need 1 million people following you.
pretty much.
Yeah, you do.
Because within those 1 million people, you'll find that 1,000
Yeah.
that will pay actually to for what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people question. This is just like definitely like a gem right here. That a lot of people question, like, how do these influencers make money? How do the YouTubers make money?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Well, it's
that they
constant.
sell merch and stuff
constant,
like that.
yeah.
They sell different products, and they do ad placements and things like that.
But it
So,
starts
like-
with their core audience. Like
Yep.
their core audience is the core audience is basically what builds you. That
They get
1,000
that
people
blue check.
is your core audience, and they will tell other people, like, hey, this is what they're doing. Instead of you having to reach out to all those 1 million people, you just reach out to your core audience, and
They'll be
they
like,
will spread
"Oh,
the message.
Don't you follow such and
Yeah.
such? And you're like, oh no, let me look them up. And then
Pretty much. I mean, that's how I get the word. Either you guys tell me about somebody, or I tell you guys about somebody. But that's pretty
follow
much
puts
how
you
it
on
is,
game to everything.
right? That's pretty much how it is. It's like you get a core audience, and they tell people about you, and then you'll get a bigger following. But because like trying to reach 1 million people is pretty much you being on fucking social media forever.
Yeah.
Like
And
each
it
individual
takes a lot
person.
Of interaction with people
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You gotta remember that these are still people that are liking your things. There's still people who do things every day, and
Mhm.
people like to be interacted with. It's just kind of natural. I mean, I guess some people don't, but still, like
Yeah.
when you got that, if you want to get a core audience, you have to interact with these people, talk with them. That's why a lot of rappers are going on Instagram Live all the time.
Yeah.
They'll shout you out, and they'll read your comments. They'll talk to you. You got to remember these people are still human when you're.
Mm-hmm.
you're
And live
watching
streaming
and
for the
stuff like
music industry right now is popping. That's like the new thing to distribute your music, especially for local artists or artists that aren't really up there yet with the big boys or big girls. And it's really something that will revolutionize the music scene. I mean, can you imagine a concert being live streamed? Like,
yeah, I seen him
you know
like
what I mean?
rolling loud. I seen.
no, I don't mean like a concert. Like, I don't mean like a concert that people go to. I mean a concert only being live streamed, not where you got to pay to go see, but
Yeah.
just the musician in a room or wherever they're at.
Well, at that
Because
point,
that's your audience at that point.
Oh,
Your
yeah.
audience are the viewers.
at that point,
rather
it's
than
just
having
kind
to
of
sit in
like
chairs.
watching like the boxing game, like watching like a boxing match.
Yeah.
Like, look at like KSI versus Logan Paul or whatever.
Mhm.
They went on like the DAZN thing.
Yeah, they're pretty much up there now.
Yeah, and they're just YouTubers boxing.
Right.
Or yeah, just yeah.
And they did real training camps too, which is super great.
Well, I mean, they were gonna be in the
Yeah,
real.
you
they-
need to.
Yeah, they were really boxing. It wasn't.
Or else you'd see like 2 rounds of just that's it. punching, and then the rest is like
Yeah.
heavy breathing, just walking around.
They live streamed it on everything. Wasn't that on Twitch and everything? too?
Everything, man.
Yeah.
Everything. I mean, that's the way to go nowadays. Live stream is really changing the scene, not just for musicians, but for everybody.
It makes you so much more present.
I mean, you can't. That's the thing. You can't reach 100 people or like 1,000 people and expect not to try to go further. But the tool to help you do that is like going on live stream.
Yeah, because you think about how much manpower it takes to put up posters and get people in a city to all be paying attention to what you're doing,
And then get them all to
physically,
one venue.
and get them all to one place, and get them to pay a ticket price or something like that, or whatever. Even if it costs $1, you still gotta get them
Yeah.
to pay $1 to get in the door.
Well, you got to
Versus
pay for
like-
transportation. You got to park.
Uh-huh.
You got to look nice. You got to get yourself ready. You got to pay for food.
Gotta
You
get
got to
those
pay for
fresh
transportation.
J's
Yeah,
on, or
boy.
those crisp white Air Force
Oh,
Ones.
I don't know, man. I think my days of wearing
Not the
crispy
high tops.
shoes, like, nah, to concerts beat, nah. Last time I wore crispy shoes, they came out fucking not crispy. Everybody
They
stepping on
weren't the
toes.
crisp white Air Force Ones anymore. All of a sudden,
No.
you got the black one.
No,
Like,
bro,
man,
I
he
had
looks angry.
I had the
Those-
brown
just
ones,
have-
bro.
They just have more character now.
More character. Oh my god, walk in my shoes. Don't walk in them. Don't walk on them.
I mean, some people like dirty shoes too. I don't. That's definitely a
Shout out
style
Vans,
thing,
bro.
man.
That's the go-to concert shoe nowadays.
Yeah. If you
Vans.
if you're okay with shoes being dirty, you definitely rock some Vans.
Oh yeah, man.
Bro, you ever been to Rolling Loud, bro?
Yeah.
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 Who is in Rolling Loud, boy?
I feel like I thought I was gonna lose a toe at Rolling Loud.
Not the
That
toe.
was-
You lose your equilibrium.
Man.
Let alone a shoe. I didn't think I was coming back with a big toe.
Bro, I remember seeing X at Rolling Loud when he
Man, I
when he
know.
was first there.
R.I.P. X, bro. I remember listening to that one "Look at Me" song and like all those other songs. I'm like, this is a new artist. I was expecting years of like transformations and good music.
It was like
and-
the second,
man.
It was like the second. What was it? The second Rolling Loud, in Wynwood,
Yeah.
and I think it was Roy Woods playing at the same time as
Shout
X.
out Roy Woods.
But X wasn't playing at like a big stage. X was like at a smaller little tent, and he was crazy. And he went out and he like
That was young. X.
knocked out some kid in like they dropped the mic. That shit was like crazy feedback, and he was yelling at the DJ. He's like, no, stop that shit. Like, start it again. Play this song. He's like, what do you guys want to hear?
That's how you
And
gotta
like
be, man.
you dropped the song,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even that loud, but they just go crazy and just start swinging at everybody. And like I saw him like disappear into the crowd, and then like some kid got knocked out, and he like runs back to the mic, and it was crazy. Everybody was getting hit. I think some kid hit me, but it was a little kid, so you can't really do anything.
How big you are, you don't even feel that.
Yeah,
What you talking about, bro? He's still suffering from that. He's still recovering.
I like Rolling Loud, but I mean they just need to switch it up sometimes. Like
Yeah.
they've been doing the last couple ones at the stadium, but I mean they need to like, maybe like change the layout. The ticket prices. I had VIP last year, and it was kind of like underwhelming, but it was. I mean, there's so many artists that it's kind of worth it. You're never gonna see that many people in one place
No.
for the price.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that's like all year. You could just not go to any concerts and just go to that, and that's it. And I remember I saw like Shoreline Mafia for the first time, but I missed them the year before, and I fucked up because I didn't wake up like early enough, and I didn't get to see 𝐂𝐿 Greedo. But now he's he's in jail now. But he came out with like a fire ass like album with Kenny Beats.
Oh yeah, that was pretty fire. That disco shit.
Yeah.
Disco
the Maria
shit.
song on there too.
Oh, the Maria. Yeah, that shit was fire.
That's hot, man.
That's the thing about music these days, man. It's been like, it's weird because we want all these musicians to prosper and we want to hear it because it brightens up the day a little bit. But it's like weird that the sacrifices you have to make as a musician coming from a certain lifestyle, and if you can't hang with that, then you're pretty much going back to where you came from.
Yeah. And I'm not saying I want this, but a lot of people want to see them doing the street shit too.
Yeah.
Like the getting in trouble part is what I'm sure excites a lot of people. Me,
A
I'd
lot of
rather see
younger people.
prosper and be healthy, happy, successful in those ways. But I know a lot of people like. That's why people love 6ix9ine so much, because he was always in trouble, regardless of like what kind of trouble it was in.
Yeah.
Even like him being locked up right now, people still love 6ix9ine. Not everybody.
Yeah,
Definitely
man.
not,
I
not
like-
the real street people.
I like him. I know he snitched, but I mean, what else was he gonna do? I mean, when he had that many people extorting him and doing all that shit.
See,
I mean, he was pretty much at this point. He was a young kid being manipulated by like these gangbangers, but he was using them to make money and make a face. But then also like he got in trouble, and at the end of it, they ended up trying to fuck him over, and he had the last laugh. He's probably gonna get out. I mean, it's sad to say, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, snitches aren't good, but I mean, they were trying to kill him, kill his fucking, you know, they're coming after him, and when he's gonna get out, he's gonna have like fucking so much security.
You know, I hope that kind of goes away for him. In the sense that everybody knew what they were getting into, and if you, I mean, I can't really talk about gang members like that, but man, like how did you not see that coming? That he was gonna snitch on you guys. You know what I mean? Somebody who's never been with the gang, and just out of nowhere just got to be in the gang because of money. How do you not expect them to snitch? You know, and when there's a lot of money in the line, and then his family's on the line, like, how do you not expect that man to snitch?
I mean, damn, like, as soon as it happened, I'm pretty sure all I saw was, like, he's gonna snitch. He's gonna snitch. Like, no one even doubted it, you know?
I mean, you know, his ego was up. His whole mentality was, I'm a gang member. But in reality, he was just trying to make a lot of money. And he didn't care how.
Test my gangster.
Yeah, man, he was like the king of Instagram, and he was doing really good on music.
He was. I'm not gonna lie. That what was
Yeah.
it? 11 for 11, 10 for 10.
He would have been
Something like that.
he would have been fucking 20 for 20 by now, but you know, it is what it is.
Shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
All I could say is, if you're gonna be a musician and you're about that life, just kind of know how to maneuver better.
You can't be about that life.
Everybody-
It doesn't end well for anybody who's in
Yeah.
the streets and in the music industry. Like, you gotta either go full
Yeah.
music
Yeah.
or go full street. But going full street
Yeah.
is never gonna
Look
end
at
well.
look at
anyway,
Kodak.
so
He's in jail.
All I'm saying, man, is
He
maneuver
couldn't-
right.
He couldn't get out of the streets.
you can't
NBA just got
you
off of
can't.
probation, and they told him, is like, watch out, the people around you,
Yeah.
they're not looking out for you.
Yeah.
And it might just not be the people around him. You might just, that's just him.
But even so, I mean, that's everywhere around the world. It's kind of weird. Even in the music industry, if you're not even about that life, just like, let's say we're not even talking about the streets, we're talking about the industry. People in the industry will also, you know, kind of flip on you like that too. Like, one moment they'll be with you, and then you're not doing so good, then they're cutting you off, and you know, you're back to square one, and
Yeah.
it's weird. Like, because you at that point, I feel like you have two things working with you, but two things that could also work against you. If
Yeah.
you're with the streets and with the industry, then you're on both of their favors, then, you know, on the good side, then you're gonna be good. But once one of them starts to flip on you, then eventually, you'll see who's really hanging with you and who's not. And most of the times, nobody in the industry and nobody in the streets are gonna hang with you for the long run.
Yeah, I mean, and also, like, Young M.A. said in an interview that, like, the people that she hung around with before she was popping, once she started popping, she said, "You're working for me now or you're out. Like, I'm not fucking around
Yeah.
with you if we're not doing anything that isn't strictly music
That's smart.
related, you know."
That's smart.
And you got to have a job and you got to do your job
Yeah.
or you're out, you know.
I mean,
That's how they all, I think, should treat it. You know?
Yeah, as an artist that pops, I feel like you should take a little more responsibility for who you allow in your circle, and not really blame people. Because come on, like, isn't it obvious that somebody from the streets isn't gonna be like professional? Isn't gonna be?
Well, they could definitely be, because I mean,
No,
think about it, too,
I'm not
like, in
saying
the
they
same
can't
tone.
change, but I'm saying,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
to
sure,
begin with,
yeah.
like, you have to know who has the potential to change and who doesn't, and the people who doesn't, like, you have to be able to know, well, are you gonna give them a shot or not, or, you know, it's like you have to become aware more of the situation than ever once you become a big mainstream artist. And if you can't, then you'll go down the same path all these other artists have in the past, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say like it's just people in the streets that you got to watch out for. I think
No,
it's
no,
everybody for
people in
sure.
the industry too,
You know?
man. Like,
I think it's just everybody in general.
yeah,
You always got to be looking out for who's like got your best interests and stuff like that. And it's hard to figure out if they don't, you know. Sometimes you can't just go off of intuition, but you got to really take notes on what everybody's actually doing, if they're actually making the right moves and stuff like
right.
that. And I think, who was it? Malcolm X said that.
Shout out Malcolm.
I think this had to do with politics, but I think it refers to people as well. Is that like some people will be wolves where they'll bare their teeth and you'll know that they're gonna hurt you. But some people will be foxes where they'll trick you by smiling, but they're still showing their teeth. You know? So they can still bite you. I mean, I don't think foxes on record have like bit anybody ever, pretty much, compared to a wolf.
Shout out the foxes.
But you know, it still goes the same ways. But you got to figure out who's doing what and why all
Yeah.
the time. But so we got some fan questions, and this actually goes along with one of our listeners. Shout out Ralph Matthew. He said, "How much posthumous music you think Juice is going to release, and when?" And in the same note,
shout out Ralph Matthew. Check out his SoundCloud.
One of our listeners sent in a fan question.
Wait.
One of our listeners sent in a fan question at JoJo the Entity. He said, I read that Juice Wrld has 2,000 plus songs stashed.
I wouldn't
Do
be
you think
surprised.
That's true.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Says apparently he would record 6 songs a day.
I'm not surprised if that's the reality. I mean, when you're a big artist, have a lot of money, have a lot of time on your hand, you don't have to worry about getting up to go to work, because music is your job. So it's like when you have 24 hours in the day, you're going to spend at least 8 of that in the studio, you know, at least if you're doing like 6 songs a day, you know, and why not? I mean, I feel like Juice really loved, like he loved making music. It was his passion. Like there was nothing else for him other than music, you know. And that's what really helped him. I feel like that was helping him combat everything that was negative in his life. And that's why he probably could have been in the studio making 6 songs a day, because that's something healthy for him.
For sure.
You know.
I mean, so we just got the last X albums, you know, posthumous.
Shout out to X, man. I can't believe it, though. I'm so like...
But, I mean, you got to imagine if they work it out that we're going to get posthumous Juice albums. And if I know he can't really A&R it himself, but if Juice records like how I believe he records and how I've seen, he records a song and finishes it really quickly. So all of these songs will be finished. Where I feel like X took a different route, where he would make a voice memo, work on it, adjust it, tweak it, and stuff like that. Where
pretty much
Juice would just have it finished real quick.
And,
you know,
I mean,
so we're probably gonna get, if he's got 2,000 plus songs,
I mean, I think he had an album coming out for next year.
They're all under contract though.
Yeah.
The reason, like, a lot of people gave X's mother a lot of shit for her, like, they're like, oh, you're putting out his music, you're making money. First of all, it's your son, so fuck you, like, whatever.
I know, right?
Second of all, he's on contract still. Just because you die doesn't mean your contract ends. It just moves on to somebody else, you know? It's just like bills in general. So
yeah.
They had to put out albums. So Juice is probably on a contract that he's got whatever albums he's got to put out. I mean, who is he signed to? You know, was he independent? No. You know,
no, not anymore.
So you're probably gonna get a handful of posthumous, at least until the contract is fulfilled. You know, if it's one.
How could you bash a guy's mother, especially a deceased guy? Like, come on.
I know.
Like that's low.
It's like, just shut the fuck up. Yeah, it's her son. But people did.
That's crazy, man.
You know,
that's crazy. I mean, if anything, I'd be thankful that her mom is actually even releasing more music from him than anything, as a fan at least, you know.
Yeah, you got to think people are saying that aren't like real fans, you know.
I don't know.
If you're a fan, you want the music, right?
Yeah,
you're a fan
I mean,
of the music, so why would you not want it to be put out?
Pretty much, and you know, respects to his mother, and thank you for giving us the last X album. At least I hope it's not the last, but you know, you can't really.
No,
did you hear it?
They said it's
the last.
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I liked it. I genuinely liked it. It kind of had a little bit of everything. It had a little bit from the grassroots era, where he used to be, you know, this unknown artist. I had vibes from that, and then I also had, like, you know, the mainstream vibes, where he's now a poppin' artist and whatnot. You know, it just sucks that he died, man.
I'll be honest.
all of them. R.I.P. Literally everybody.
I mean, R.I.P. But I'll be honest, that it didn't. I didn't really like it. It all sounded just like Peep's albums. They all sound unfinished.
Yeah.
Whoever was fucking
What do you
picking,
expect, man?
whoever was picking this shit out,
Yeah.
you know,
I'm just thankful we got
I don't
something.
know that I don't know.
I mean,
But I mean, I'm happy at least they put something out. But
yeah.
I mean,
but
it is what it
I
is.
know I didn't listen to the full album. I only listened to a few things, but I know that a lot of the artists, like his friends who were featured on the songs,
Mhm.
really tried to finish
Yeah.
the songs up in whatever way they could. Even though it's not X,
No.
it's not what he would necessarily. You don't know
Yeah.
what he would want, but they tried.
Yeah.
Gave it a shot. But yeah.
It's good. I mean,
I think only after the first album, then you start to see it all change.
Pretty
But, like,
much.
what they had really finished is probably the first posthumous album.
Yeah.
that comes out.
but it sucks that this is the situation that music is in right now for at least these artists, is that, you're having your music put out even though it's not finished, but people are trying their best to finish it for you. It's weird, man. It's weird to see artists go like that and go young.
Yeah.
It's not something I'm used to. I mean, I'm not saying I'm used to people going up, but it's just weird. It weirds me out.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. Let's jump into another question that was submitted by some of our viewers, listeners, and followers. This one was from @CVTNXNE. They said, "How do you feel about Lizzo wearing the cutout dress at the Lakers game? Was it appropriate or not?"
Man, let that lady be herself and express
Yeah,
her
she-
beauty. Like, I don't
Yeah.
care who you are, but women have the right to wear whatever they want, and
Right.
let her be her. Like, that woman is like doing her thing. She's popping. Why do you gotta point out she's wearing something? Like, why does that have to be the thing that people need to focus on?
She's
Like,
got the ass out the back.
boy, that shit.
baby.
Yeah, but
mm.
it was kind of surprising. Like there was like a whole cut
Hey.
out.
Yeah, it was definitely
nobody
not,
saw that. Like when
that
she-
wasn't a designer dress.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey,
Nobody
man,
saw it coming,
this
though.
is the era of new this is the era of trying new things, trying to see what's going to be new for the next generation. Like, of course, some people already have it in their mind that wearing something provocative is not okay.
Yeah.
And
All right, bro. Wear
that's
this.
understandable.
All right, wear this, bro.
No, I'm not wearing it.
Put it on, bro.
I'm not wearing it.
Put it on, bro.
For the viewers, bro.
Do it for the.
Oh my gosh.
You gotta put it on now.
Oh my goodness.
For Lizzo. Shout out Lizzo.
Now he's covering up. Now that
I know, right?
But
Is this I can't even say it. Provocative?
Provocative.
Are you inviting it?
No. No, but I mean,
my
that's how I feel about it. It's like, let her do her. Like,
I mean, the only I think valid argument that people have is that they're mad because there's kids at the Lakers game and stuff like that, and they're not trying to have their kids see. I mean,
Yeah.
you can't control exactly what kids are going to see especially with internet nowadays. But some parents definitely
well,
try. And
I
they're
feel
trying
like
to keep them
that's
from
not the
seeing
right way
anything like
to
that.
to also negate those kind of imagery. Because I mean, you kind of tell kids, like, if a kid looks at that, all they see is skin. But it's once you tell them that skin is not supposed to be shown that they start attributing that to being a negative thing, And it's like, you have skin, I have skin. What's the problem? Like, unless you see a nip pop out, but
Now,
that ain't happening.
Would I have been way more excited if it was Rihanna doing that?
boy,
Yes, for sure.
shout out Riri, that fucking sexy ass
Or
forehead.
Meg Thee Stallion, man. I've been watching
Fucking
Meg
Meg
Thee
is-
Stallion, like, music
bro,
videos.
she's a
I'm trying to
fine
get on her
baddie.
Instagram.
She is a baddie,
One of
bro.
the baddest in the
Woo.
games now.
Woo, did you see her in that IG video with Nicki Minaj? Two baddies. Oh, bro, fuck. I don't know something about Nicki Minaj. She grew into that body. No disrespect, but we all know what happened to that body. That surgery, boy. That's whatever.
fine now.
It's whatever. But yeah, Lizzo doing her thing. She's out there, feeling fine, feeling herself. I advise girls to be more. Nah. I don't advise them to be more like that. But just be yourself, express yourself, and don't really like be something that people want you to be. Just express
I don't
yourself.
think she was like a lot of people say she's being extra. I don't think she was really being extra. I think that like that's just who she is. Like
Yeah.
she would probably have done that regardless of if she was famous or not and whatever. It's probably just what she does.
It is kind of cold inside. Yep.
The mess is going on. Careful with the Velcro. Don't be too loud with it.
No.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, bro. I'm ready for the shots. Take them.
Let's do one more submitted question real
And
quick.
what that
before
is?
we
Yeah,
do some
let's go.
shots. We'll do some shots and then we'll do the outro.
No, I meant like shots from the
Oh.
audience.
Oh. Sure. Okay. All right. This one's from @Jada. Who's a better live streamer, Adam22 or DJ Academics?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think they're kind of even, but if I were to say, just based off
Wait,
of
let me guess who you're gonna go with. DJ Academics.
No.
No.
no, because only because of activity wise. Activity wise, No Jumper's on there more than DJ Academics. So I have more to say about No Jumper than I do
But are
about.
you counting Everyday Struggle as well?
No, because Everyday Struggle isn't really his. Isn't his thing. Like No Jumper is his thing. Like
If DJ Academics wasn't on Everyday Struggle, would you watch it at all?
if anything, I'd watch him more because I don't like how they have him on Everyday Struggle. It like kind of puts him in a bad light. I feel like he gets a lot of criticism because he's supposed to be professional. He's supposed to be say the right things. He's supposed to, do all these things that he's, really didn't do when he was actually doing his own channel and his own things in his own way. He was really putting it out there for real.
Yeah.
But like I feel like now with being on this whole new platform, he has to prepare himself in a way where it's kind of like you have to make sure you know what you're saying, you know what you're doing. And even if it does come with criticism, I feel like he takes a way where he's trying to be genuine, but at the same time he knows his producers and the people that are actually hiring him to do this they're like, we want you to be a certain way, we want you to say a certain thing, we want you to talk about certain things a certain way. But when he was doing his own channel, it was like, fuck that, like it's DJ Academic. It's your boy DJ Academic. I can't say. But if I were to say who's the best live streamer, I would only give it to Adam because he's been active. He's doing his own thing. He's been active.
I don't know if Adam does the same or better views as Academics though.
No,
But Adam,
I don't think the
I
views
think that probably
wise.
comes with it just by being out there more often.
Yeah.
That you're not gonna rack
Yeah.
up as many views.
No, I don't think he has more views than DJ Academics, but I think that if we're just talking about live streaming, I think Adam takes the cake just because of his activity. He's more active.
Yeah. Lala, what do you think?
Academics.
Academics?
Wait, stream?
Yeah.
Who's the better live streamer? Adam22 or DJ Academics?
No Jumper kind of gets boring on live because it's just taking the donations and playing shitty songs and just staring fucking at the fucking wall. Academics is more fucking funny, bro. He gets all like this is the difference, bro. Academics gets his live streams reposted on YouTube and viewed over and over, and like that shit is like, it's like fucking like, it's like writing into the fucking stone. You see that shit and it's fucking up forever. No Jumper, he has so much fucking like live streams and live shit and like videos, but it's just kind of like content. It's not really, you can't really digest all that shit. Academics is more like news, like, pinpointed, and No Jumper's just kind of taking the money from the kids, and he tries to put he tries to put them
shots
on.
fired.
No, but it's not bad. He's put on a lot of people. But I mean, it's like what it is, bro. It's like eat or be eaten, bro. You make it, you put your money up,
All I'm saying
try
is
to make it, bro.
Adam's giving these trash rappers a chance.
It's not a bad
that's a
thing
good
because
thing.
who
That's
else is gonna do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody's got to do it. You gotta, pick through the trash to find some fucking good shit, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I've never heard.
Look,
anything
bro.
good.
Look. Think about it. Think about World Star. I've loved World Star since it came out, bro. Like,
He's not lying.
You gotta I remember watching that shit.
He's the guy who put me on it.
I remember having to fucking download music. Like
the World Star Vine compilations.
I watched that shit with fucking Q.
We all know why we watched that.
World Star was
Ain't no
like
lie.
different. World Star is not the same as like what it used to be.
R.I.P. the founder and
Q,
owner.
yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah,
Q, bro.
R.I.P.
I think
Q.
honestly, they kind of like killed him because he was kind of like doing some other shit.
Really?
Just how they.
How did he pass away?
He died, I guess, of natural causes, is what they said, but this is what
I think they killed him. He died of natural causes.
Yeah. I can't remember right now, but
The natural causes is the day he's talking about.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
sir.
World Star put on a lot of fucking people. You pay
He
to
did,
get your
yeah.
fucking video up.
Woo, they were making money.
Hit or miss, bro. But I mean, yeah, that's what it is,
They
bro.
put a lot of different art on there, not just music, but a lot of different types of art.
Yeah,
It was a
man.
big platform for a lot of people.
I remember watching like the fucking the fight comps, the Vine comps.
Oh
the
yeah, the
fucking
fucking
everything.
yeah.
World Star was the shit. Right now, it's kind of like
It created
watered
the same.
down. It's kind of like watered down. It's not
Yeah.
it's not what it used to be.
It's
But
a bunch of clickbait.
I remember they used to put up all the funny ass hood videos, like all the crazy videos you're not supposed to see like on the internet.
Yeah.
Like
that's for sure.
Yeah.
like
been
you click on
traumatized
shit
by
and
some
you'd
of
be
that.
like, oh my! Like I remember I
oh
would have
my.
to- I remember I'd go on the fucking website and just like scroll down like each day and see what was like good, and it's not the same anymore. Now it's just
No.
kind of fucking a bunch of rappers. Give me money.
Yeah. A
fucking,
bunch of people just
Because
You
Pain.
World Star's a distribution company now. They've been like that for a few years. That's what they do.
after.
Yeah.
I'm guessing after Q.
yeah,
passed.
but it's not. You
Or
know,
No, it was when he
They're
was
in queue.
alive.
I see it because
Yeah,
of the
'cause
money.
He just passed recently, didn't he?
I feel like because
within
No.
the past
no,
couple
he
of
passed.
years?
Yeah.
it's been like 2 years, bro.
Okay, yeah. So it's been a distribution company for maybe 5 now.
I feel like they saw the money coming in and they're like, how can we multiply this?
mean,
I
that's
think it's
what
like
you
2
do.
or 3. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's weird, but Mix One's coming up, so we're gonna be out there trying to promote other artists too. We might not promote you if your skills aren't there yet, but
Yeah, we're definitely big on skills. and
Yeah,
stuff. But if you think you got the skills, submit. You can go to mix1essentials.com, contact us. You'll reach Raul, and you'll be able to talk to him.
yes, sir.
He's our communications lead, and
Let it
you'll
know.
submit your music. He'll get it over to Lalo. Lalo will give it a chance and see what's going
Bro,
on.
let's see what's on the comments. We got
Dead.
No,
Wait.
it's, comments are okay. Comments are good. We had a listener submit a question. So
What was the question?
it was the posthumous albums by Juice World.
Hmm.
But let's go ahead and round out this stream. We'll take you all to church right here real quick. So once again, we're brought to you by mix1essentials.com. Make sure to check out Mix One Essentials for all the Essentials playlists that will be coming out. They're all created by Lalo, all of his selections of music. And like we said earlier, if you'd like to submit your music to possibly be in the next Essentials playlist, contact us on mix1essentials.com. That's mixoneessentials.com. Check out the website. You can listen to us everywhere on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, and even on Instagram stories. We are also on Facebook and Twitter. So pretty much across all platforms, you'll be able to get in touch with us.
And if you're a hardcore fan, let us know and let us know what you want to listen to. Lalo has a lot of taste, and it varies. So let us know. He might be able to hook you up with something new you've never heard, or really give you that good sound you've been looking for.
Yes, sir. This has been Mix One Essentials. I'm Dylan. Lalo has left the building, and this is Raul. Mix
Yes,
One
sir.
Essentials. We're out.
We're out.